What's going on, visionaries? It's Taria Vision Avant, and we are with showyoursuccess.com, and I'm so excited because we're talking about a topic that I get a lot of questions about, and it's all about getting to the money. So in this video, we're talking about how to make six figures, darling, in your business. So visionaries, before we even really get into this training, I gotta say something. First of all, if you want to make six figures in your business, let me just say something, guys. I think I hear it so much. I hear so many people talking about, building this six-figure business that many of us, we hear it as well, and we become immune to the whole phrase six figures, right? Guys, let me explain something to you. To make six figures in a business, not just once, but consecutively, is no punk, okay? It's no punk at all. In fact, it's a big deal. It puts you at the top 5% income earning bracket. So let's not use the word six figures like it's nothing, okay? I just want you guys to realize that. But if you are serious about taking your business to the next level, guys, I'm gonna tell you, it's one thing that you must do to be able to get to a consecutive six-figure income on a yearly basis, and that is you must plan. I truly believe that the person that fails to plan is also the person who plans to fail. So on this training, guys, I'm going to show you a tool that I use every single month to set my business up for success. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. And what we're going to be using, guys, is a monthly planner. Now, the purpose of this planner, guys, is so that we can plan our month out. So you want to make sure, if you do not have a planner, you need to have something that is able to show a full month's glance. Okay, now if you want to use the planner that we are using in this video, you can click on the link below, okay? But you don't need to necessarily have this planner to be able to do what it is that we're going to do on this training. Okay, guys, so here we are with our income producing planner, and if you don't have this particular planner, you can still be able to use a monthly type of planner as long as it shows the full 30 days, okay? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up to the month section, and it's basically kind of like an at a glance month. That's what this is right here. And so you see we have our month right here, all empty, and we want to actually fill this out. So let's just go ahead and pick any month. I'll just pick the month of January, because January is typically the month where we like to do our get started with our planning for the year. Okay, so we're gonna pick January, and let's just put January. Yeah, I don't have the best handwriting, but that's okay. It's gonna work out. So January, and whatever year it is. Okay, so January, whatever year it is, and let's just say that this day or this month actually starts on the 1st. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is on Tuesday. The month always starts on the 1st. Let me get it together. Okay, so we're gonna start a month on Tuesday, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fill it out to 31 days. Okay, so now we have completely filled out our month for 1 through day 31, and you see there's spots where there's like empty spaces. And for my months, guys, I don't like to leave anything blank, okay? So I like to fill it out with something. And so let's just say, of course, we're talking about building six figures. So we'll just pretend that this is, again, the correct month. And right here is where we want to put our income goal in this blank space, okay? So my income goal for this particular month is $10,000, because remember, we're trying to get to six figures. So if you're trying to make six figures, it's going to be anywhere between about, 8,000+ to 10,000 is a great start, but we'll just put it at 10,000. Okay, and so I like to put it somewhere real big so that I can see it, and I might even highlight that. And then there's some other spaces here, and so I'm really big on affirmations and speaking things into existence. And so I'll say, I attract new clients, people are looking for what I have Now, of course, again, remember, guys, my handwriting is a little cray-cray, but you're writing for yourself. You're not doing this calendar for anybody else. So, of course, you're going to understand your writing more than anything. Some people like to type this stuff out. I recommend writing it. I just believe that, I don't want to do my planner on a electronic version because my subconscious mind recognizes my writing more than anything else. Okay, so I can do all things. This is my year. Okay, so I just put my affirmations there, and now it's time to plan out the month. So the first thing that I'm going to do, guys, is plan out my spiritual time. So I know every Sunday I'm going to go to church. And let's just say that also this month there's some kind of event going on at church, like on Tuesday or night or something like that. They might have a special group. And so let's just pretend that it was like on the 15th. And then I'll put the time, 6 p.m. Okay, so on that day, that's like the major thing that's going on for me. Now, with this calendar, what I like to do is, if you notice, I put some space here. For this particular day, I might just take it off because that's why I wrote it on the whole thing. But I try to leave space in case there's multiple things going on for that particular day. Okay. And then let's just say that also, remember, this is just my spiritual time, so I'm going to leave that. Then the next thing I do is I'll plan like some of my personal time. So let's just say, and yes, I do plan out personal time. So important because sometimes you may have open days where you can do things, but you still want to, allocate that, especially if it is one of your top areas of concern for you, that you do have a little bit more balance in your life. So let's just say on the 12th of January is when I have a movie date. Okay, with my friends. And then let's just say on this Thursday, I might go listen to live music. Okay. And so those will be my personal days. All right. Now what I want to do is also think about the things where I'm going to do like major business activity. So not necessarily money activity, but business activity, like a networking event. Let's say that Thursday, I'm going to go to at least a networking event every other Thursday. So I'm going to put this here, networking. Networking. Now, I don't know what networking event is going on. I just know that this is going to be the day that I do so. Okay. Networking. All right. Then let's just say that I also want to pick another day to maybe just kind of go to like an event, and I'll go to like a social type event. So let's just say Tuesdays, I'm going to do a social event, which is also a form of networking, but it's not specifically networking. I'm just going to go to something where it's a girls outing, church outing, something. But the purpose, though, is to meet like-minded individuals. So this is still for me business, even though I'm calling it a social event. Okay. Now let's figure out, okay, one of the things I like to set a goal is to do a workshop at least once a month, a live workshop. So let's just say I'm going to do my live workshop on the 19th. Now, of course, I'm going to make sure that I don't have anything already planned for this particular month. So whatever I do have planned, I'm going to make sure I do transcribe all of that over here. But I don't have anything yet. So I have this live workshop that I'm going to schedule. I also want to make sure that I go ahead and schedule any kind of like webinars, okay, or conference calls. So on Thursdays, I also do a specific kind of conference call. So let's just say conference call. Conference call, conference call, conference call. And then on Tuesday, at least 3 times out the month, I want to also make sure, if it's a Tuesday or maybe a Wednesday, actually, I'll do a webinar. So let's use Wednesday since my Wednesdays are open, and I'll do my webinar at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. Webinar, 12 p.m. Webinar, 12 p.m. Webinar, 12 p.m. Okay. Now for these social events, I don't yet know what time it's going to be. And it depends. If you're working your business full time, of course you can kind of leave these times open. If you're working it part time, then you would know that, I might only be able to go to a social event from this hour to this hour, which will help you to find out what those events are. And I'm going to show you what day we're going to use for searching for events. So my conference call. So I know that I want to go to a networking event on Thursdays, but I also have a conference call. So what I'm going to do is, what time is my conference call going to be? Let's make sure that if I'm going to go to a networking event, it might be like a later event. Okay, so I'm going to do a conference call at 9 p.m. on Thursday. And then I'll just make sure that my networking event is at least done by 8:30 so I can at least be in the car and be able to do that call. Mondays is going to be my research day. And I'm going to look for at least 20 events taking place from networking events to events that I might be able to speak at as well. So this is busy work. Okay. And I'm really looking for events that are going to take place on Friday or Saturday that I could possibly speak at. And then I'm looking for events that I can go to as far as networking and social events for these days. Okay. So I'm leaving these days open for now, but I have scheduled out my month for the most part. Now, the next step is we want to color code. Particular planner is that I have like a key that can help you to get some ideas on how to color code. And so blue, green, orange, yellow. So blue is personal things, green is income, orange is a business, and yellow is spiritual. Okay, so let's go ahead and color code our calendar. So the first thing we're going to do is color code out our yellow spiritual stuff. Okay. Now these are Sharpies. And so because it is a Sharpie, I'm not going to highlight over top of it. I do have some highlighters, but for this particular one, I'm just going to circle. Okay. So I know that I have that. And then I know I have church group, this church group event on that day. That's all I have really planned for that day. So I have my spiritual stuff done. Then I want to do my personal things. And so that's what this blue is for, right? So I have a movie date, right? I have live music. Oops, I didn't mean to color that. And so that is the only thing that I have so far for my personal, okay? Then for my conference calls, the purpose of my conference calls are to produce income. So I'm going to highlight all my income producing activities next. So conference calls as well as webinars and workshops. So this is a webinar here, I have a live workshop here. I have the conference call right here. Conference call. And let's see, do I have anything else? Not necessarily, right? Then we're going to highlight the stuff that is business activity, and that's what we use our orange for. So we have this. So the researching, that's what we call busy stuff. We're not planning on producing income from doing this activity. It's setting us up for income, okay? So when I look at my calendar, my income goal for the month is $10,000 a month, okay? So when I'm looking, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different activities that are set up for income. Now, one thing that I know is that I typically will make more money at a live workshop than I do on doing the virtual events. That's just where I am right now. And that's just based upon, what I've done in the past. I've been really consistent, so I can kind of figure out what's going to happen in that situation. However, I'm able to now, though, get an idea of what I need to make at these types of events to be able to hit my income goal. So for my live workshop, I also like to put a number because I know that typically my closing ratio is about 10%, okay, 10%. So let's just say for this live workshop, my goal is to at least get 50 people there. And if it's 10%, that means 5 people enroll. And that means for this particular event, I'll make $5,000. Just on average, it's a little bit more than that, but I'll just say $5,000. So in order for me to get 50 people, I also know that I have to do some activity for the prior to this actual workshop to get those 50 people to come out. And so I would like to set a goal of inviting at least 50 people. So now that gives me some more activities of things that I can do for the month. So on the first, I can send out messages. I can send like a large number. Let's just say 100 messages. Now on the other days, I will still send out messages, but I have certain days where I have more availability, so I can do more for that, right? So send 100 messages on this day. I'm gonna send 100 messages on Friday. I'm gonna send 100 messages on Saturday. My goal is to send at least prior to this, to send at least anywhere between 800 to 1,000 messages. Now, I know a lot of you are like, well, messages where? Social media? Whether it's leads that I get, my goal is to find that. And so I'm going to add this into my schedule. These are the big messages. And then every day I always have a goal of sending at least 20 messages every single day. So I don't need to put that on the calendar because that's something I do every single day. But these days are where I'm going to do the big 100 messages. Okay. So my goal is to prepare for this particular live workshop. Now, with these webinars, if I know that I can get 50 people there, $5,000, that means I'm now at $5,000 that I need to make left. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different webinars, right? Let's just say on each webinar, my closing ratio or my average, I'm making about $200 to $400 per webinar. Okay. So I'll just put it at the middle at 300, right? Now, typically on my webinars, my offer is a little bit different than at a live workshop. But this is my income goal for this particular webinar, for these particular webinars. In order to make that, that means that I need to have at least maybe for what I'm offering on here, which is typically a lower ticket priced item, is about 2 people. Okay. To actually take advantage. To get 2 people, I need 20 people on there. So all the people that I'm sending messages, what I'm doing is I'm not just sending them messages about this event. I'm actually sending them messages to give them my free ebook, which is something that I also talk about in this planner. Okay. So then I have that. So now we're at 3 times 5, right? $300. And we're multiplying that by 5. And so that means that what we have left as far as income, remember, we need to get to $5,000 in order to hit our goal for this particular month. So 3,000 times 5, that's over $1,500. Right? So that means that we still have a goal of $3,500 that we need to make. So then what we do is we have to now average it out. Okay, so these people that come to the webinar, we're going to invite them to this conference call where we're talking about another opportunity. And typically our ticket sale or the item that we're selling on here is a little bit higher. Now, I know it sounds a little weird to do, that's another training. My ticket item is a little higher on the conference call because it's a shorter call, but a lot of people have already been kind of set up for the information as far as they've been given more information. So now they can make a more educated decision by the time they get to this call. So if I can just do at least one sell a call, that's going to average at about $1,000 a call. Let's just say, and now remember, that's 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here. So that's another $5,000. So that's 2,500. I'm sorry, 1,500 here. So that is definitely hitting over our goal for the month. Now, in order to get about one person per call to get started, that I know that those people that are plugged into this call, they're part of the 100 messages and they're engaged into my email list. But at least now I know that this type of activity, if I follow this activity and I go out to these events, these social events, these networking events, I'm setting myself up to make over $10,000+ this particular month. And just to kind of give you an idea of how much work this it's not a whole lot of work. These are not full 8-hour days, guys. What it is doing small activities over an expanded period of time. So now when I look at my calendar, I can also gauge too, because let's just say that, now it's the 1st and we're at the 2nd. And we didn't have any sales for that, then I can adjust a lot of my goals for the month based upon what happened for this particular call. So I love this at a glance month because it helps me with identifying and making sure that I'm on track to doing the right things. Now what I typically will do is I take this particular month and then I turn it into what I'm going to do on a weekly basis down to what I do every single day so that I can be on track to get what I need to get done for that particular month. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure that you go get you a calendar that does have this month laid out for you. I personally recommend having something that is a larger size because I like to look at my months really big. I don't like to get little small planners. I like bigger size planners so that I can actually evaluate my month much bigger. Okay, so enjoy, darling. Now, for those of you who are asking, yes, there are some additional bonuses with this planner. This planner is dope. Sorry, I have to do a little shameless plug. It's pretty dope. It has a lot of different extras that come along with it. And then I also do additional videos just for the individuals who actually have this planner. And we also have a monthly mastermind call. And if you know anything about mastermind like meetings, they're designed to really help you to visualize where you're going, but to have a group of like-minded people who are also there with you. And so we do these mastermind monthly calls for those individuals who actually take part in getting this planner. But you don't need the planner to do the training, okay? So let's go ahead and get to this training, and I look forward to seeing you guys with your comments and questions and all those good things. All right, guys, so that is the training, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Guys, I love doing this. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I really get excited when it's time to plan my month out because I like to look at all this green. I mean, look at it, guys. Look at this green. You see, do you see all this green? You see all this green? Guys, green, money, honey. And so when I can see that I'm planning my month out for success, and then I also can see other colors, so I know that I'm living a better balanced life, it helps me tremendously. And I really hope that this helps you as well, guys. Make sure that you do 3 things. Number 1, darling, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click on that subscription button, honey, so that you can be notified about all the videos that we have coming up. The second thing is leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought, any questions that you have. I love communicating with everybody who communicates with me. Trust me, I love it. I just will reply back, okay? And the third thing, guys, is make sure that you do follow me on all my other social media outlets. By the way, I have an ebook, guys, that is available for you, The 7 Secrets to Success. You want to make sure that you go ahead and get that ebook by going to showyoursuccess.com. But other than that, y'all, it's been a privilege and a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, darling. My bra strap is falling. That kind of rhymed. All right, well, anyways, let me get up out of here, y'all. I love ya. Deuces. Sit crown. Good boy. You're a good boy. Let me see. Sit crown. All right. Cut.